Welcome to the Amazing Authorities Podcast, where game changers, visionaries, and category leaders share how they built their brands, platforms, and global influence. Your host is Mitch Carson, international speaker, media strategist, and creator of the Instant Authority System. If you're ready to learn from those who've done it and want to become the go-to expert in your space, you're in the right place.
Today's expert hails from San Luis Obispo, where she is a professor. Let's welcome Dr. Christiane Schroeter to the Amazing Authorities Podcast. Now, you were selected because you're amazing. And I want to say thank you for coming and sharing your wisdom today with our viewers and listeners.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm definitely appreciating the compliment of being amazing and can't wait to share why I might be amazing. So listeners, tune in. This is going to be a good one.
I'll tell you why I screen people and label them amazing is because you've gone the extra mile. There's a great image that I use in a lot of my trainings because I train people in a few categories, which I can share with you later, but this is about you today. But there's an accurate image of two different miners that they're mining for diamonds, and they're using their pickaxes, and one keeps going, sweating, and one stops right before the treasure is to be found. And what I'm using that for is you're an author of 3 books. Most people, well, let's just say, I don't know what percentage of the population in the US finishes their BA. Then some, like both of us, go on and get a master's degree, which I have one. I did not go on to that next level, which you did, to get a PhD. And not only that, you've written 3 books. Very small sliver of society will write 1 book, but a multi-book author in itself is amazing. That's why you get to be labeled correctly as an amazing authority. There's my logic.
I love that. I can add on something to that too.
Please.
2 days ago, I stood on the TEDx stage and it was pretty amazing. Now I feel like we have something else to add on to that. I'm also a TED speaker.
Well, I also did one TEDx, 7 years ago, just to tick the box. I won't do it again because I don't speak for free, with that one exception. I just wanted the feather in my cap. Was it enjoyable? Do you think it'll result in business, or what did you take away from it?
I took away that when I stood on the stage, I felt it was home.
Okay. Well, you're already teaching. I mean, and that's an 18-minute gig. What do you believe that it'll result in, either a raised credibility or more business for you in your private practice?
Both.
Oh, well, then you got you know what? You get the Rubber Chicken Award. That's fantastic. I'm a little bit corny, so I'm a frustrated non-comedian.
Yeah, well, I think that if you try to do TED and just kind of see how it goes, I can tell you in one word, it's going to be intense. It's going to be intense. Kind of like let's see how it goes. And it's just kind of cool to do it. For me, it was really just a validation that I love teaching large audiences and I love sharing what worked with me and help people in the audience. So in service of others, that's really why I did that.
What was your topic? So we can look it up.
How small steps create big change.
Okay. So does that tie into your goals book, which I see over your right shoulder? Yes.
For sure.
And that was your bestseller. Yes.
Oh, yeah. And it also ties in with my latest, the Discover Your Superpower book. They're all part of what's called the Petite Practice Collection. So each of these books is a small step, and that's what I share on the stage.
Does it have anything to do with your stature, the petite part, or was that just okay, so it does coincide with that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know if you were 6'10". Cameras could lie.
Yeah, I mean, in general, I think that when you share something on the stage, you always have to think of like what is it that somebody could take away from that would maybe make their day or their life a little bit easier. And once you have that, then you really got it. I think that's really what it's all about when you stand on that stage.
Well, I believe completely. And it's also one to many. It's a form of persuading slash selling, convincing people to open their eyes up to what your topic is. So,
Mhm.
and I believe you're probably passionate about it. And which TEDx did you speak on, so we know how to look you up?
Mhm. Yeah, so I spoke at TEDx Folsom. That's close to
Also,
Sacramento. So I, from my area here, the Central Coast, I drove about close to 5.5 hours
okay.
into the capital of California, Sacramento. And the amazing thing is, because you mentioned I'm a professor, that some of my students that took my class, 8, 10 years ago, came to that particular event. And it was great to reconnect with them and to see how their lives have turned out. One of them is a lawyer, and the other one is a very successful policymaker now, to really see how their lives turned out since they took my class. And it was beautiful. They had little name tags that said their name and asked me about. They actually wrote down petite practice. It was just so beautiful.
Well, all right. Well, let's unpack that for a second. Did they
Mhm.
know you were speaking there, or was it a total coincidence?
They knew I was speaking because I think that the moment I found out I am going to a TED talk, I shared it on YouTube. I basically filmed myself as I found just after I found out, and I was nearly crying because it was always one of my life goals to do that.
Oh my gosh. I've got to go deeper into that whole experience with you. I have a separate podcast just about TEDx. As a matter of fact, my
Oh,
primary business, uh, Dr. Schroeter, has been training professional speakers, not only
yes.
about crafting their pitch, but how to sell from the stage, which is a completely different skill set than being a
Mhm,
keynote or a TEDx. And
mhm,
TEDx is what people want so much.
mhm,
They're quite passionate about it. And your emotion
mhm,
associated with this outcome is not uncommon. People
uh-huh,
think that they have reached. I mean, here you are, a professor at a
mhm,
well-respected university in California, and being a former Californian, I can say that. Um, I'm a USC grad down in Southern California. That was my
beautiful.
skill. Yeah. So but UC UC or San Luis Obispo. I got to get that out correctly. It
Mhm,
is a great area for people who don't know, that are in other parts of the world. I'm calling in from Asia, but we're connected all the way. You're in California. Awesome. And I'll just say that it's a beautiful area, well-respected university, and it shows that you're effective as a professor because students showed up years later.
mhm. Yeah,
And,
taught more than 10,000 students in my life by now.
and what's your area of expertise?
So I teach marketing at the university and I teach innovation and entrepreneurship. And the two of them are closely related, of course. Can really only innovate and be a great entrepreneur if you also learn how to market it. Because if you don't tell anybody what your amazing idea is, you're probably going to stick stuck forever. So I those those classes are closely related. I sometimes see students in all three of my classes that I teach. Even, they start with me as a sophomore in my marketing class, they go with me to my innovation class, and then I see them again for their senior project class. And that means they start their business, continue it, and then they graduate and they might run their business and become very successful entrepreneurs. And that's exactly what I want to create. I want to create life-changing opportunities in my classroom, not just something that's like ticking the box, but rather really something that's lifelong learning.
You get another squeeze just right there. Yeah.
Woohoo! Man, I'm on to
I hope I'm
two.
not making you hungry. He's not for eating. He's my companion. I say it's
Yeah.
my travel chicken. It's in my bag everywhere I go because it lightens the mood for everybody. I haven't met anybody.
Well, And I have to be honest with you, it's a little bit like a petite practice in
There
itself.
you
It's
go. You need a chicken. Yes.
joy, right? Yes.
So my passion is marketing as well. That was my MBA, was a marketing emphasis. I too am a published author of several books. Published just two, or no, three. One is also, it was translated into German. I sold it in the German market back in 2008. And excuse my German sound if I say it incorrectly, Stimme Verkäufer, but the word in English, this title in English was The Silent Salesmen, MEN. It was all about the value of selling promotional products and advertising to the business market to leave memories behind. And yeah, I always liked, I've had many marketing professors in masterminds I was involved in for years. There was a man named Dan Kennedy. I was in his mastermind some years ago in the late 90s, early 2000s, and then kind of spun off. And he used to ask people, what their definition of marketing was. And there was this professor that attended his event from Harvard who wanted to see what this brass tacks on the street direct marketer was teaching. And he came up with a definition of science plus psychology. It was a shortened version versus something you get out of Kotler, I think was the textbook that I had in my program. I mean, I don't know if you use that or if it's somebody else today.
I use my own books.
Oh, well, then hello. Let's see. Which one do you use? I think you had it nearby.
Yeah. So in my introductory marketing class,
yep,
right, we really started with the How to Master Your Goals book. That's like right behind me.
Yes.
And then this is my latest book that's called Discover Your Superpower, which I think we all want. We all want to discover our superpower, whether that's with your next innovation or with your next product or just in life.
That looks very thick.
It's actually just the size of a laptop.
Okay.
Think about that.
How many words?
I don't know that, but it is, it's about 150. Oh, this is actually 191 pages.
Okay. Okay. Size of a laptop. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. Beautifully laid out. Okay. That's nice.
And I can actually show you some of my favorite pages.
Please do.
Yeah. So like, for instance, I'm a firm believer in branding and marketing, obviously.
Sure.
And tree on the front, and you can kind of like see that I intentionally drew the top of the tree just as big as the roots.
Yes.
Because I believe you can really tap into your superpower if you tap into your roots. You don't even need to learn something new. You already probably have it. And so like here, for instance, I'm explaining how we build our sales funnel, right? So like, what are we good at? Like going through the funnel. Then here we have the application right there. So I'm a very applied teacher and learner. So you need to take a pencil and write in yourself. This is called the product offer tree. How do you build your product offers? What's on the top, right? What's your premium product? What's mid-range? And then what are the roots? Like, how do you get people into your funnel, right? And then down here, what are some of your lead magnets that you create and that really resonate with the consumers to get them curious about you? So lead magnets, low tier, mid tier, premium tier right there. And a lot of people don't understand. They have a little bit of everything. It's really like a tree, right? So if you want to keep drawing consumers into your business, you have to have strong roots. You have to have strong lead magnets. Otherwise, people will just never really get to the top there. Yep.
Wow. So and does it walk people through the process to create lead magnets? Because I think that's a key part of marketing. Well, I'm going to buy it. Is it available on KDP? What are the formats available? Okay.
Yeah. So here I call it the product offer tree. And then I explained it step by step. You can see that right there.
Ah, nice.
And I even have, oh my gosh, you're going to love this. I even have this little lead magnet game right there. where I basically 10 essential criteria for creating an irresistible lead magnet right here. Look at this. Isn't that so cute?
Oh, I love it.
A
I
little
love
game board.
visuals.
The
Oh,
9-step
oh my
funnel.
God. Oh, that's great. I can't wait. I can't
Yeah.
wait.
So this is, and then of course, because we want to play a game to create a good lead magnet, but then here is a podcast episode for my podcast where somebody talks about how they changed their life, the power of dreaming big. Because if you want to dream big and get to the top of that tree, you really need to build your roots, your lead magnet right there. And so they can tune into the podcast that they played the lead magnet game. So it's super interactive and it's really fun. And yeah, lead magnets are fun. And here even I have some ideas with some downloadable templates of lead magnet ideas right there.
You get another squeeze right now. Oh my God.
Let's do it. We're going for 3.
It is so important to start the process of marketing. And I believe if you don't draw the right people in through your lead magnets, why spend all this money on advertising? And that leads into perfect timing. You have a lead magnet. You have a gift for all the listeners. And I found you through a platform where I believe you mentioned you have a podcast as well, which is great.
Yeah.
Tell us about that in a second. But I mostly get people say, hey, check, if you want more information about me, go to my website. Big whoopee. That's not impressive. You, however, give away, and I saw this, a multi-page PDF, colored, nicely laid out, beautiful as expected, based on you being a prof and being an author, and with beautiful visuals laid out, valuable. Here's what you do for. Please tell us about I don't want to steal your thunder. So tell us about your lead magnet that you give away.
Well, I'm actually going to turn this around just because I am a professor. So if my definition of marketing would be, satisfying wants and needs, right?
Yes.
What would a consumer need? How does my lead magnet satisfy their wants and needs? What do you think?
It solves their problem. That's the very basic element of a good idea. Does it solve a problem? Can they do it? Is it easy? And is the value associated with the price of the investment? Classic definition. And I could get into definitions. I'm a book nerd as well, and love the topic. So what does that really solve?
Yeah. So for me, especially for people that are curious about podcasting or starting their own podcast, they frequently get so overwhelmed, don't really know, oh my gosh, do I need to buy all this equipment? It seems really complicated. It was just a matter of breaking it down into the petite practice, into the simple steps. It's like, no, you can start a podcast quite simply, and let me help you and take you on the hand and guide you there and give you some little templates, some little tips, and some little tricks, really. And it's not as overwhelming as you might think. It might not even be as costly as you might think. And so I'm sharing that right there in the guide. And then of course, for me, it's also a matter of figuring out your own unique style and not thinking it's been there, it's done that, but maybe really getting your own value and aligned. So that's what it's all about.
And that's what your lead magnet is. And then of course your book. I'm going to buy your book because you
love it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm far away, so I can't get it delivered from Amazon. I think the freight will push me into bankruptcy, Chapter 7. But I'm surprised how much freight is today with Amazon coming to Thailand. But I will buy the KDP reluctantly because I prefer. It's also a reflection of my age group. I like to look at a book with a cup of coffee, reading. That's my style, and I do that. So I fancy myself reading a book a week, and this one I'll digest probably over 2 weeks. It's right in my area. Tell us about your podcast.
Yeah, the podcast is small episodes. It's about 10, 15, 20 minutes long.
Okay.
Called Happy Healthy Hustle. And it could be that you're consuming it while you are hustling somewhere, whether that's in a car or on a walk, or whether that is just at home, you're hustling around and doing laundry or getting dinner ready. But it's maybe bringing a smile to your face. Maybe it's making you happy. And I'm also, of course, sharing tips to stay healthy. So I kind of alternate between solo episodes and having guests on there. Recently, I've done a little bit more solo episodes just because people are asking me a lot of questions, and the podcast gives me an opportunity to answer those questions instead of just like sending out an email and answering it. I'm explaining it a little bit more personable. I'm also sharing some of my journey from I'm calling it the runway to the red dot, right? So I'm sharing
Okay.
some of those moments there as well, because people are like, how do you even become a TEDx speaker? Or how do you even become an author? Or how do you even do this? And then I just share that as well.
Got it. All right. So you have a blended. So you do interview people on occasion.
Mhm.
Depends
Yeah.
on it. And how long have you had your podcast?
Started on 3/23/23. So it's been more than 2 years now.
And is it what do you drop one episode a week, or what's your cadence?
Every other week on the dot, every
Oh,
other Friday on the dot. And since I launched it, so March 23rd, 2023, I would say that by June 2023 it was ranked top 5%, by July top 2%, and now since ever then it's been consistently ranked top 1% globally.
how? What's your secret sauce, may I ask? Because that's impressive.
Yeah, it is impressive. And I think the secret sauce is that I tapped into what I enjoy doing, and you can't fake joy.
Okay. All right. Well, I have a follow-up comment, but it'll get me in trouble. But yes, yeah.
Oh my God, we talked about this already.
Yeah.
This is like let's just squeeze the chicken right now.
Yeah, all right. Well, all right. Well, all right, there we go. We'll just
No, got it.
alter the state right there. So all right. And what's the name of your podcast?
Happy, healthy hustle.
Happy Healthy Hustle. And that's where you go into, you also talk about the petite component of your brand.
Yep.
And how did you come up with your brand?
I thought about the question I get all the time, which is like, how do you do this all? How do you run a podcast? You are a professor, have children, right? So your mom, professor, your coach, an author. How do you do it all? And then I told them it's small steps, right? I just do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and that's what works. That you don't really feel like you have to sit in front of a computer for 8 hours and look at a white piece of paper to write a book. Maybe just writing 10, 15 minutes per day. In order for me to read a book per week, which I do, I don't have to read every day for 4 hours. I could just read an hour per day, but maybe I just speed up the speed of the narrator, and I listen on 1.5, which is quite comfortable for me.
So you consume audiobooks today?
Oh yeah.
All right. You don't read?
I do that too. It's a little bit of both because as you can see behind me, obviously I have books in my library.
Sure.
I think that I'm very intentional about what I buy, because I don't want to just be a consumer and then have like a pile of to read books next to my bed. I think that's lame, right? Or look like they look good on the shelf because it looks like a rainbow. I'm not that type of person.
Well, I have a couple questions, because I find a common denominator here, which I'm going to bring up, and you'll get it, but I want our listeners to take away some value from you. What time do you wake up in the morning?
Oh, yes. Early.
What's early?
So I am born in Germany. So boom, there we go. There is a structure in my life.
I had a German grandmother. I understand all about that.
So like I would say on average, it's probably 5:30. It could be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It could be as early as 4:30, because on Tuesdays and Thursdays I teach an early morning Pilates class that starts at 7,
Oh,
right?
good
So
for you. Pilates reformer?
I teach in a mat Pilates
Yeah.
class. Right? I also teach weightlifting and spin classes, and that comes again, like people say, "Oh,
Why
do you
are
do
you
it
so
all?"
lazy? I mean, my gosh.
I
You've
know.
got kids too? Are they grown or older? Or how old are
Well,
your
they
kids?
live they live here. They're teenagers.
So you have kids, you're a professor, full-time, part-time?
Full time. I'm a
Full-time
tenure professor.
professor, and you
Mhm.
teach Pilates and spin?
Mm.
Okay, I guess cupcakes aren't part of your morning diet.
Oh, for sure, Z. I mean, it's like big time, like the ones with the sprinkles on the top, you know?
I'm a Pilates reformer aficionado. When I'm in my routine, it's 6 days a week. I just got
I
back
do the
from
same.
America. Yeah, I had
Same.
to, but I love that. I had even considered at one time getting certified, and I got into it.
Yep.
I thought it was a practice only for women and
Mm.
certain types of other, maybe dancers of men. And I'm a martial artist background, and I got into it because I ruptured my Achilles, and it was part of
Yes.
my physical therapy rehab, water Pilates. And then I got into using the Cadillac, then the reformer, and then I was hooked. I said, this is good. And
Best.
yeah, and now at my age, it's perfect because I can do this for the rest of my life without getting injured, like I would do with some of the other classes. But that's
Beautiful.
awesome. That's awesome. So you get up at 5:30, you go and
Mm.
do your class, you go teach classes, and
Uh-huh.
then when do you start your professorship, let's just say?
Yeah, so I'm a firm believer that you kind of have to organize your week a little bit into themes, right? It's nearly like you look at your clothing or your shoes or your food in the refrigerator, and you just kind of like you don't just throw food in the fridge. You organize it. Oh, there is the drawer for the cheese, and there's the drawer for the salads, and da 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 da. Da. And that's how I organize my life, right? I organize it. So if I teach in the classroom and I'm on campus, I'm like really intentional. Okay, how can I maximize in my efficiency? I'm teaching in the morning before I'm teaching in the classroom. I'm teaching in the recreation center on campus, which is one of the most beautiful recreation centers in the whole United States. I think it's like top 3 or top 4,
Hmm.
4 recreation centers. So I teach there, go to the classroom, teach my classes, and then I come home. I might record a podcast episode. I might be a guest on a podcast like at yours, and then, I might write a book. Right now, I'm writing my 4th book, Step Into Your Voice. And I think, it's a little bit of everything in one day. And that's, I think, what really brings you joy, that I don't spend too much time doing one thing because after a while it becomes unproductive. So I step away at the moment of unproductivity and I move on to the next task, not to the point where I'm feeling like I can never finish one thing, but more really that I'm creating these little breaks. And in the breaks, I'm digesting what I just did and I allow my brain to kind of like freely maybe come up with more ideas. So the best ideas, for instance, I might get when I'm on a walk, going to a workout class, or when I'm maybe driving and I'm listening to a book. So that's when the ideas come. They don't come when you just sit in front of your computer.
Okay, so you vary your routines, so
Yep.
allow your brain to reset, maybe heart
Mhm.
reset in some cases, if you want to get semi-spiritual to all this.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in the beauty of variety and color and really and trying different things and enjoying different things. And my calendar looks a little bit like a fruit salad, right? So everything has a different color, like children things are red and work things are green, and then workout things are blue. And I try to make every day a little bit like a fruit salad.
Very nice. I can relate to that. I haven't had breakfast yet, so now you've started my receptors for some good food coming up. I did have a cup of
Beautiful.
coffee. That's my cheap with monk fruit, not sugar, so
Oh,
it's healthier. Well, so we've got your podcast. You hold up your book one more time because I want people to see this. And it's available on Audible as well. I hope.
I actually recorded the How to Master Your Goals book on Audible,
Okay.
and then I kind of realized it doesn't work very well because it's a workbook. So I was
Ah,
reading out a workbook page, and even though I recorded it, I realized this might not be the best format to do that. Um, this book here has the advantage that it has these podcast episodes in there. Like, look, whenever
ah.
it has this little phone symbol right here, this is one of my good friends, Ben. You can just scan the barcode and it immediately goes to my podcast. So it,
Oh, isn't that brilliant? Oh, you're a smart cookie. Okay.
well,
Now,
I'm a marketing professor.
but that's impressive. Not everybody does that. I can't wait to consume this book. Now you get the green chicken because that's how you make money.
Also
Yes.
should be.
The
So
yellow is a good idea. This is how to monetize and get people out of the book.
yeah, and actually, let me show you one more thing that I'm really proud
Please.
about. Mm. So I'm also, of course, I have my Amazon store. I know that you
Right.
talked earlier about how to make money, right? So
Uh-huh.
here are things that I recommend from my Amazon store, right? So this here, section 5, tapping into your superpower. There's a book that I really liked. I like this grid book. There is some stress balls you can squeeze when you're really stressed out. There's a game that I really like, and there's a lamp that I like. And so, of course, because it's on Amazon and I'm an affiliate, right? People will scan this particular barcode there in the corner. So it still gives me affiliate income, but at the same time, also helping others and maybe with some resources that makes their life easier. So
Is
this
it difficult? Is it difficult to set up an Amazon affiliate store or pretty simple? And you just start picking items? I mean, this is something for people to do.
not difficult at all.
Okay. So it's easy. That's good. They can do it. And that's
It's a
brilliant.
bit, yeah, it's a petite practice. And I
Okay.
think that what you always need to think about is you need to be authentic. So I wouldn't recommend something unless it's helpful for me. So I wouldn't recommend some random thing that I never tried before because that's just
Right.
fake. And that's people will smell that from through the Zoom screen. They'll be like, "Are you sure?" And it's like, "No, for sure. Trust me." It's like, "No, I don't know. I want to trust you." So I only recommend things that worked for me. And then it makes you a completely different educator because you're actually serving your clients with with things that help you overcome your own struggles.
You know what? I think now I'm going to go ahead and have to bite the bullet and buy the hard copy of the book and ship it
Uh,
here because I want to go through this and share it with my students of how and to explain it. Oh, there's the Eiffel Tower in the middle. Isn't that cute?
it's so petite, isn't it?
It's so petite. Oh my gosh. We're talking about brand congruency, aren't we? That's awesome.
Well, and then of course, the colors are so French flaggy.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You didn't
There's
think
even a
about that. Oh my gosh. You're
there's even a tracker in there, a petite practice Google sheet where you can check off when you did certain things, whether that was going outside or
Oh, I love it.
hydrating, eating fruits and vegetables. That shouldn't be a problem for you in Thailand.
No,
Having fun workouts, so you can check off all your
you get
that
the double squeeze. That's awesome. I am going to buy a physical copy because there's just too much there. KDP is fine for short reads, but okay. And you've got your 3 books in there. I love the barcodes in there and the on just with the lead magnet. But I like, well, oh, hold on. The second page. The second page was big. The system, how you achieve your superpowers.
oh yeah.
Okay, I love it. I love it. We could do a whole
Yeah, so
session just on
here,
this
yeah,
book.
so
Oh my
what makes
gosh.
it podcast episodes and actually in pencil because I want that you have physical copy. I wrote next to it like what type of learning I'm tapping into because I'm a firm believer we don't learn the same way.
Mm,
So audio learners with the podcast episodes, power search for those kinesthetic learners that do things, with hand
sure,
experience
sure,
things. And
sure.
then personal quizzes is for people that like writing and that connects to their brain by writing, and so it's really something that I think it's not just like I thought, oh, let's just write a book, but I really thought, how does it help you activate your superpowers right there?
I love it. I truly, I love it. That's interactive. That's one of the best examples of a comprehensive soup to nuts book with the colors. They're okay. Is it in hardback or in softback? Soft cover. Soft cover.
And
okay.
Color to make you happy.
Well, I love colors. Yeah. Who likes plain and boring? We want more than black and white. We live in multicolor. That's great. Technicolor.
Yeah, and actually, here even it says, it is not just a book. It is not just a book. It is a it's not just a book. It is much
it is
more
not
than
just
that.
a book. Oh, I love it. I love it. That's so cute. Well, you've been an amazing guest because you've earned it. You're an amazing authority, author of 3 books, upcoming 4th book, Pilates teacher, weightlifter, mom, and full-time professor. Oh my gosh. Stop being lazy. Just get your poop together, would you? Because that's just a lot.
I know. And for me, my personal ambition is going to be on your next podcast, that you speak about speakers now. So
Yes.
listeners, let's see whether I make that jump possible.
Oh, absolutely. I'll have you back about your whole TEDx journey, because that's something else. Because I've been training speakers for 30 years. I've been on the platform myself for 40. Traveled the world.
Do you want to hear the title of my book that I'm writing?
Please.
The Runway to the Red Dot.
I love it. I love it. So that'll be perfect. Perfect. Well, then, when is that going to be ready? And we could actually record it sooner and then release it to time with your release. That's fine. We can do that.
And well, I wanted that it coincides with the release of the video.
Right.
So that people watch the video and I maybe give them a little lead magnet teaser of my book and then guide them to buy the book. And then, of course, maybe even sign up for coaching with me so that their own runway becomes much smoother. And that would be amazing. So maybe, I'm thinking probably September, October. Yeah.
Oh,
I need to give myself a sassy timeline. I'm a firm believer in timelines.
Of course. Well, let's coordinate to get you an interview on that, because that'll be totally timely, and I'm here to help you. So you've been a great guest today. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to our next time together.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Amazing Authorities Podcast. If today's episode inspired you, take a moment to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. It helps more experts like you rise to the top. For behind-the-scenes access and free resources to boost your authority, head to mitchcarson.com. Until next time, stay amazing.